Hey everyone, I'm Bindu from Edutrainex. Many of you are confused what has changed in the PT software and why the old techniques are not working. So I decided to raise one basic but very important question to our PT expert. Show me how PTE software works for the speaking section. I'm sure you are going to get a lot of useful information from this video. So don't forget to like and subscribe. So Anurag, everyone makes video about the changes in the PT software, but no one has ever made a video to show how the PT software actually works. You have so much AI experience. Can you show our viewers behind the scene how the PT AI works?
Thank you, Bindu, for raising this question. You have rightly said that I have loads of experience in designing and making some complex AI systems, including the Edutrainex learning software. So let's go behind the scenes and I will show you my perception of how the PTE software works. We will crack open the software and see what steps are carried out to mark your individual responses for the speaking section. I promise it will be a great eye-opener for you all. In total, there are 4 steps to evaluate your response from start to the finish. Step number 1 is to prepare. So it is basically recording and storing all the information somewhere in the private cloud. I am going to use this sample from Retail Lecture for my demonstration. So I have heard the audio and I have made my notes, and this is the answer that I am going to give. But I am going to hesitate slightly in the first sentence, so you will see the results, how the AI is going to check it. The speaker was describing carbon dioxide emissions. So let's say the audio is already uploaded and stored on the cloud. The next step is transcribing. Transcribing means to convert from the audio file to a textual format so that the AI can process the information and calculate your score. So this is what happens behind the scene. So my file is already uploaded and it is going to be this job that the AI will create, and then it takes a little bit of while. I am showing this manually to you, but behind the scenes everything happens automatically. So once the AI has processed and translated the information from audio to a text format, this is converted to a file which is again available on another location in the cloud. So you see, this is the file that the AI has generated processing the audio. Now I am going to download it and then open the file and show you how it looks. So this is the file. As you can see, this is how it looks. It's a little bit technical, so I won't go too much in detail, but see this part. This is the part where it has converted all your audio to a textual format, and see how properly it has put the punctuation symbols. Wherever I paused slightly, it put a comma, and wherever I paused a little bit more, it put a full stop. It's such an intelligent software that is able to do these things. And see over here, I made some fumbles. So this file is not readable to most of you, so I have pasted this into Excel sheet and show you the first sentence how it looks. So this is what I spoke, and see, for each of the words it gives a pronunciation score. If it is spoken clearly, then you will get a pronunciation score close to 100%, like these words. But the hesitations, see the ones in red here. What is the pronunciation score here? Around 50%. So the AI is not confident what you have spoken. These will be counted as mistakes in your response in terms of hesitations and fumbles. So these are the mistakes that AI finds in your response. So this is the step where the processing of your evaluation is happening. So it is processing all the words that you have spoken, the punctuations, the pronunciation, everything is calculated here. So all the pronunciation scores summed together, averaged, gives you the overall pronunciation score. The speed at which you are speaking. So it's very easy to calculate total number of words divided by the time that you have spoken. And it has a certain parameter that this much to this much is normal speaking speed. If you are speaking faster than it or slower than it, then you lose points for fluency. So that is why maintaining a good speed is very important for your speaking responses. Now I always tell my students that pausing is crucial for the AI. You see how it put commas and full stop wherever I paused, and that is how it is determining whether you are having modulations or whether you are pausing appropriately or not. The fourth part of the AI processing is the calculation of the score. So everyone knows that it evaluates you on three parameters: content, oral fluency, and pronunciation. For pronunciation, I already showed you how the score is calculated. For content, now if you keep using the templates, these templates are stored in somewhere in the cat engine's database. The red words that you see here are my original words in terms of phrases. So if I just use one word keywords in the templates, then my short speaking will be good, but my extended speaking will not be good because I did not use phrases. So you have to maintain a balance between these two. Now see the ones where I have used phrases: first sentence, over here as well, in the third sentence, and in the last conclusion as well, I have used a phrase. So depending on how much that template is being used, PTE already recognizes a lot of templates. And if you just stick to one word keywords, then you are going to get a low score because it identifies that majority of your response is template and only little bit is content, original from your side. So now you see how the AI evaluates your response, which is why I always tell you to use some phrases to raise the originality score as compared to what PTE already know about the templates. Now for each of the lecture or each of the image, there are data points associated. What are data points is basically the keywords associated with an image or a lecture that is stored again in their database. When you are speaking the responses, it matches the relevance. Have you spoken related keywords or synonyms? Whatever combination you can say, it matches and then gives you a score for your content. So it's just a false assumption that the PTE AI can't evaluate describe image because it can't read images. But there are data points associated with the image that it can read and find the relevance. So if you start speaking about the tortoise and the rabbit story, then it will mark it as an irrelevant answer. Now hesitation is something you need to avoid at any cost. You see in this Excel sheet that I showed you how the AI evaluates your response. And these are the danger areas. So if you are making hesitations or fumbles or stammering, any kind of fluency related mistakes, then your fluency scores and pronunciation scores are impacted heavily. You can see just in this sentence, my pronunciation score dropped below 80%. And if you keep making similar mistakes in the remaining sentences, I spoke around 6 sentences in that answer, then your scores will drop heavily. So that completes the demo of how the PTE AI works in my views. And now you know how the PTE AI works, so you can also implement the strategies and the templates in a proper manner.
Wow, really an amazing demonstration that you have provided, a real eye-opener. I want to ask one more thing related to the templates of retail lecture and describe image. Why has the old templates that were working in 2023 and has stopped working in this year?
Well, that's a great question. The PTE calls its software as the CAT engine, and this is an artificially intelligent software, which means that it learns every day. It's not learning individual things about you, but it is learning what kind of templates people use and how much original response you have provided in your answers. Let's say 100 people use the same templates. So it gets stored in the CAT engine's database, and then when people use the same template again, with only a few keywords here and there changed, or some people just put one keyword related to the speaking questions. As the PTE software keeps learning, it starts to identify those templates, and then your extended speaking scores drop a lot. And as a result, you get low scores. This is exactly why some academies have to come up with different versions of templates every 3 to 6 months, like version 1.3 for retail lecture or 3.4 for describe image. In other words, templates with an expiry date.
My goodness, then how can students use templates and how do they get a full score in PTE speaking?
Oh Bindu, are you going to ask me all the amazing questions in this video only? Anyways, since you have already asked it now, let me answer it here. There is still a way to get a 90 score in your PTE speaking, and it's not hard. Even though the PTE updates its software, it will still work. The idea here is to use templates and then use your own phrases to provide a complete answer. Let me demonstrate you with an example what I mean. So let's say you noted down these many keywords. and then we are going to use the template. And remember, grammar is not scored in this speaking section, so don't worry about making grammatically accurate sentences. Just combine the keywords into phrases and then you are done. That's it. Let's try an example. The speaker was describing carbon dioxide emissions. I just picked up some keywords from here, here and here and made it into a phrase. Carbon dioxide emissions. Firstly, he talked about plastics. So one keyword here. Then he explained hydrogen and engineers. Engineers develop technology. So in here, I'm using a phrase. Engineers develop technology. He explained hydrogen and engineers develop technology. Grammatically not accurate, but it's okay. No need for grammar here. Speak phrase in first sentence, one in the body and one in the conclusion. The remaining is just appending the keywords here and there. Later he also described temperature and conversion. He discussed fuel and waste material. Overall, he implied that there are cheaper and expensive methods. What did I do? Cheaper, expensive material or methods from here. Whatever, just use any keyword, combine it into a phrase. If you can do that, there's no other easy solution.
Excellent, Anurag. I'm sure 99% of the student preparing for the PT exam does not know what you have shown today. Any last word for our viewers today?
I would say to our viewers to keep things simple and focus on the basic skills that are expected from you in this English exam. Tricks and templates can help you to a certain level, but over-relying on them and not producing more original responses has a downside. So stop worrying about the PTE AI and software changes and watch this video on the PTE new updates and rules of 2024, a must-watch to clear your doubts further with all examples. Till then, hit the subscribe button and keep watching Edutrainex. I will soon be back with another super interesting video on PTE. See you soon.